All right, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, big game to start the day off on the Judgment Day, the decider matches, and I had to laugh yesterday speaking to Fallen from Luminosity.
Okay.
And all he said to me after they beat Fnatic is, Cloud9 wanted best of threes, well, now they've got one.
Yeah, that just summarizes everything, right? But I think Dust 2 is probably a fantastic start for them. Like, if the Cloud9 had turned up yesterday, the guys that are fragging, we had Freakazoid hitting, firing on all cylinders, as well as Shroud as well, turning up as well. This is the best chance for them. A CT start, we need to have Skadoodle here as well, though. Him picking the map, using the AWP, being dynamic, that's been a problem for him this tournament. He's been very static play. I want to see him stepping up, and they've got a mountain to climb here. Best of 3 versus Fnatic. This is it. The business end of the tournament. Here we go then. Looks like we'll be getting into the pistol round. It's going to be Fnatic starting on the T side here. Let's have a look at their buy, see what's coming in, see if we can kind of work out where they may be going with this one. It's going to be 4 armor players, Flusher on the utility. And I expect to see some aggression here from the CTs. Normally most teams will push off to short, but looks like they're going for more of a standard passive setup here. You can see Fnatic expecting that aggression towards the top and middle, just waiting for any sort of pushes, but Skadoodle will be there waiting for them as well.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that Skadoodle's here on Catwalk and nothing's already spotted it, so he knows he can get that shot, nails it on the first bullet. Now he's able to fall back. Interestingly, hugs the wall, doesn't go for the drop, but still manages to pick up a second kill and then does. So he gets it even better than it should have been. Gives them another man advantage. It's come back slightly as Flusha takes down nothing, and Sean Gare sits on 4 HP. Has to give up middle as a result, but again, Skadoodle, he's dropped down. He's in a great position for this. He did brilliant work to start this off. As it sits in a 2-on-2, though, it has evened up, and of course, Fnatic's skill, but there's Shroud. Good push from Long. He was waiting and picked the whole time, and he gets both to finish it off. So that really started with Skadoodle just being dead accurate on that first shot.
Yeah, really crisp shot there. Like I said, most teams will push off to short and try to go for that early aggression. Fnatic were expecting that. I think they kind of gathered the short maybe clear. Up they go. Skadoodle picking up 2 big frags there and managing to fall back as well. Got a little bit hairy towards the end, came down to the 2-on-1, but Shroud with the flank from Long came in and finished it off. And just a shot on your screen there, that's so crisp to open up this game. He's going to get that confidence. That's what he needs to get into this game, I feel like. But the force buy not actually coming in for Fnatic here. They are going to get some upgraded pistols, not going for the armor. That's kind of untraditional for them. They would expect normally to force buy and show that disrespect trying to win the second round here. But a more passive buy from Cloud9 as well. They'll be going for mainly SMGs, Scouts and Skadoodle as well. And it seems like Fnatic are making their way towards the B side of the map. As they go towards the tunnels here, you'd expect them to probably wait for this smoke to clear out, burst through with the flashbangs they have, maybe smoke in front of the platform.
And this is smart for Fnatic too, just to wait and see if they do push in to get information. Sean, I was worried that he might for a second. He's thought better of it, and that's the right call. I mean, if they walk in, give that gun away, not only that, they'll be left with 1 player on B. He'll get quickly overwhelmed, and then they have to play a retake. So stay passive, stay patient. They know they can afford to. Additional utility as well. That slows it even further. And Fnatic will eventually have to take this fight. Freakazoid, meanwhile, he's found Pronax in mid, so their second approach is gone, but they're going to go strength in numbers, try and overwhelm. 1 down, even trade into nothing. Gets back in the doorway. He'll take Olaf Meister as well when he jumps by. And it leaves just 2 Fnatic players remaining, and they've yet to cross over. Still have the bomb on their backs, but not in a position to get it even down to gain additional money. JW is going to desperately try and do so, but he's spotted. Good play by Skadoodle to catch him in the act as Crims tried to distract and to lure them away, but it's 2-0 now for Cloud9. No bomb plant in either round, and this looks, again, good for the 3-0 start.
Yeah, that's a dream start for Cloud9. The fact that Fnatic went for no armor there, and the guys had MP7s and MP9s, for example, that's actually really good. Obviously, I choose through the players that are unarmored, and that's going to force Fnatic now onto a Felica. But you know what? I actually like this. It means a lot of teams these days will always force buy in the second round and not do themselves justice going into the first gun round, have a weak buy here, but Fnatic are playing for the long game here. They want to go into that first gun round, everything in their arsenal played for. So this is going to be almost a throwaway round. If they can get a couple of kills, that'd be fine. And that's a great start from Pronex. Using the P250, takes down Shroud at Long. That opens up things very nicely there. Freakazoid does answer back though, neutralizing the situation into a 4-on-4. The rest of the team though, making their way towards B tunnels.
That could have been bad as well, because that initial kill on Shroud, he was so blind. He knew it came from the right side, but he thought he was behind Dumpster, so Freak didn't actually look in the correct direction. If Pronax could have found that second shot as well, really could have opened the round up for Fnatic. But now they've got to slow things down. Back to the 4-on-4. Still no utilities, no guns really, other than like obviously the pistol upgrades, but
yeah,
saving it for the next round.
Basically, they'll be looking for a picker. You can see them all going up towards short. This Desert Eagle can open up the map.
Exactly.
That's the opportunity to get the short plant down. They just need to find 1 kill, and they can potentially get a bomb here. So let's see what we've got going on. It's going to be a CT waiting towards Goose. And it's going to be Skadoodle with a scout towards Long as well. So
exactly.
It's going to be important.
And that's what I was going to say. He's very important. He's playing from the car position. They have gone for the drop already. Now he can turn back, but with not an additional player at Long, he has to just sit more passively. Because if he goes too soon and there is a player that comes through, he gets flanked out. It works out perfectly, though. Gets the call that all of them come through Catwalk. Finds the final kill. And it will be 3-0 Cloud9. But here we go. First gun round for Fnatic on their T side.
So this is what I was expecting to see. JW is going to go for the glass cannon AWP. Not getting a single bomb down there really does not help them out in their campaign here. He's going to have a weak set up, a lack of utility for himself as well. So we can see Skadoodle upgrading his scout. That's a wise move. I think a lot of teams will decide to kind of keep the lower end weapons, but he's gone straight in with the scout, with the AWP, sorry. And I expect him, I wanted to do something aggressive. I want to see him what he can bring to the party here.
Good nade this time from Freakazoid. Doesn't flubber it against the wall as we saw in round 2. That does decent damage to JW because, like you said, no armor. It's glass cannon, so he goes down to 53, even though that nade wasn't extremely close.
We have got Skadoodle now, aggressive with the AWP, onto short, looking for that first pick. The thing is, though, he's by himself, hasn't got anyone else to help him out.
I thought Olaf knew and had that pre-aimed. He knows the angle every bit as well as Skadoodle does. That could have been dangerous. But he'll get away with it. There won't be an exchange. That smoke on middle is going to slow things. But nice. Skadoodle finds Pronax that time, looking to flash over. They're going to push quickly onto him, and he can't retreat fast enough. And Skadoodle goes down. They have to drop off Catwalk. It does give a bit more room here to Fnatic, but still fairly stable situation for Cloud9. They've compensated well too toward those mid doors. They've given up B as a result, but they've got the information that they have put a catwalk pressure, and this time they've got Pit still under control as well, which means they can leave Freakazoid closer to that A site.
Well, the thing is with Freakazoid, he has only got one flashbang to hold off these terrorists. If he gets smoked out or even Molotov, he's going to be in a really difficult position on that A ramp. Has to find the first frag here. 3 Fnatic players making their way up now. They have got smokes as well. They could actually execute onto this bomb site.
Freakazoid's going to have to be absolutely perfect from this spot. That flash catches him just enough that he's forced out. They'll get at least close enough to quad. He has to know this. He knows the timing, so he is looking correctly. Spots up Crims. They're blind as well, but he doesn't peek it. He doesn't go back for it. Does get one, but it's immediately traded by Olaf Meister. Nothing follows it up. And Cloud9, have they done enough to get the first gun round as well? Swap to the M4. Does it have enough bullet? No, not at all. JW, he hit 2 in 1 bullet. That was huge.
That was huge. So all that distraction coming in from short A, JW was just waiting in the long doors, bought his time so well. And that timing, it comes in, and that's just standard JW things. Somehow hits the collateral from long. I'm sure we're going to get the replay soon, but absolutely fantastic. Skadoodle opens up the round of this pick. Unfortunately for him, he gets neutralized, and this is the shot we didn't see on his screen, but that is what a way to open up the first gun round there.
I thought surely when they took the player at quad, they would win that. Such bad luck. They just step over each other, and JW gets an incredible play. Now it's going to be 1 for Fnatic, and it really puts Cloud9 in the back foot early. They still have 3 guns up, but 2 deagles.
Yeah, this is a huge round here. This could break either team. And opening up the frag is going to be Olaf Meister taking down Skadoodle. He did buy up the AWP, so that's a massive scalp to take in the context of this round. Once again, boosting off to short, and he's going to have CT backers coming in. Sean Garrett's one of the pistol players, trying to find some damage here. Actually, headshots Olaf Meister through the smoke. Pronax does take him down, though. Bringing this to the 5-on-3 situation. This is devastating in terms of the economy for Cloud9. And nothing does take down the headshot at Olaf Meister there.
Yeah, 1 HP, so that nade didn't even need to be that close. Good read by Nothing. Call from his team. I was baffled by that last round. I mean, seeing it from the angle we did, where it came out of nowhere like that, that's just ridiculous. That's how it unfolds. And now look at the situation. Right? I know, right? Like, of course it would be him to find that shot. It's just so typical. And now it looks like Fnatic, because of that, a round that looked like it was going against them, is going to give them a chance to pick up a second one, break the economy of Cloud9, and they could easily tie this up early.
Yeah, there's no real point here for Cloud9 to even consider going for this one. They know the bomb's about to go down any second. They've got own 4s, as I mentioned before. The economy is in absolute tatters right now. I see everyone force-bought into that round. Maybe a little bit of a bad decision on their part. Obviously, they had the money to get the AWP. They were really relying on Skadoodle to find that first pick again. Went to the same position. I'd have probably preferred him to mix it up a little bit, try and keep that surprise factor in his favor, but went towards short, actually got taken down by an AK, and that's when the round obviously fell apart for them. So to save these M4s, absolutely vital for them. Very clean round there from Fnatic, only dropping Olaf Meister, who got grenaded. So this is a good comeback from them after losing the pistol. Cloud9 were in the driving seat, but in terms of the money now, Fnatic definitely gaining some ground here. It's going to be 2 players remaining for Cloud9. Will save their M4s by the looks of things. So be interesting to see how they approach this round. Obviously, can't really justify forcing into this one. They're going to probably try and make the M4s work for them. Maybe a little bit of aggression here. Smoke off towards middle, maybe a stack B, try and send the rifles in. Let's see what they can do. You'd expect a very passive round from Fnatic this time, but JW has got a very good long spawn. He will go face that. You know he's going to go just to get that information. He doesn't have to commit to it, even if it's smoked off, just to work out where the players may be. That's going to be good information for them to gather, and that's where we'll be going as well. Cloud9 players will be facing as well. Oh, just misses out on the angle towards her pit. Yeah, important that he gets across, stays alive, able to get close with the pistol. He's going to chase. We're not seeing it on screen right now, but they've confronted each other, and Shroud gets away with it. So that's a big pickup, because now he's got the AWP. There's no one there to refrag it. He can fall back, and it starts to help out those 2 rifles that Cloud9 have. And as a result, look how passive they've all gone. They've given up on Catwalk. They don't want to give away the advantage. They'll just sit and hold the angles. It's up to Fnatic to exploit it. They have forced Skadoodle out of middle, so they might be able to push through the doorways. No one dropping yet into CT to spot that. So
this becomes really, really problematic for the two players left in B, and they're both toward Class. They both spotted up. One down, both down. Sean gone as well inside it, and they will try and rotate back through, but yeah, better call. 3 guns up, just save it. Start playing the long game.
That's really unlucky for Cloud9. They get that first AWP kill, and then they have the 3 rifles, but unfortunately for them, they're 2 pistol players, both the guys isolated towards the B bomb site. Perfect call from Fnatic. Went for the mid split at that point, completely pincered the bomb site, and that's perfect read from them. And obviously, like you said, this is actually not too bad of a round for Cloud9. Just stabilizing the economy now, picking up the AWP. Shroud with that really impressive play, like bouncing off the barrel. Like JW didn't even have a chance of killing him there. That's actually quite a cool move from him. But there we go. It's going to be 3-3. Now the money should be in a decent stead for Cloud9 here. And this is the time they need to kind of bring the game to Fnatic, I feel. They need to do something a little bit. They can't wait for Fnatic to come to them. They probably need to start using Skadoodle a little bit more. Maybe send him towards B, lock that down, have more of a fragging team before A in terms of the rifles. But let's see how this one goes down. 3-3 now as we enter round 7.
And I will go give that op to Skadoodle, as you would expect. And they've got an op on JW to counter it. Skadoodle's going to go toward long this time, not for the mid pick. That's where JW was waiting for it. And they've managed to cross that HE grenade animation to do so, not using a smoke. That'll give them more to work with at B, and nothing's found Olofmeister immediately. They late smoke it, in fact, so they leave it open. He goes for the pick and wins that exchange. This is a great early pick for them to work with. Sean's lost a little bit of HP in the process, but give them the man advantage, and they can start to work with this. 2 kits, by the way. Keep that in mind. One's on Skadoodle, one is on nothing, so they're on either side of the map.
Look at this reaction there from the CTs. They get that first pick. They've made the read. The B tunnel is going to be clear. They're going to be pushing in. The problem is Fnatic have walked out middle. Freakazoid needs to be so careful here. He's hiding behind the box in CT spawn.
This might be okay. Freakazoid, if he doesn't peek, they should know he plays this spot. He's very commonly there, but it's better that Skadoodle's not over peeking this. He's going to wait for them to head to the ramp, and JW may give up on the angle by then because he's waiting this long. But Freak, oh, he wants to flash it over. If he does, they're going to spot it. There's the late smoke. They've fallen back on this, but look at the position right now. Look at Sean Garris. This is brilliant. He's going to catch Flusha. He looks, what? Flusha looks that way. Sets good game stats, knows that it's possible. They haven't spotted their own spawn, and that's brilliant. They do get the trade. Nothing goes down though to Crims, and they start to walk in. Freaks quick on the rotation, drops the bomb carrier, but again, Crims follows that up, and it's a 2 versus 2. Both players from Cloud9 outside the site, but they're split. And are they going to find it? The timing. Pronax finds it first, but he's got a player hot on his heels. They don't come around the corner fast enough. And Shroud had an opportunity missed. Now the bomb goes down to the B site, and Pronax, he just turns back and gets the kill instantly.
Man, that push from B, it seemed like the perfect read there. Sean Garris gets the first kill in upper B. They push into the tunnels, undetected presumably, unless the def cam gave it away from Olofmeister there, but they get towards T-spawn, and as you said, it seems so advantageous there. He should have picked up a couple of kills here, but Flusha, this game sense, just to even check that angle, it's so specific. Gets the kill there, comes in, finds the kill into nothing, and then the round is just in tatters there for Cloud9. But they still have money in their favor. They've got two orbs going into this one, and then Fnatic look like they're going for the long A aggression here. Get the first kill, taking down Shroud, and this is so vital now. Forces the CT to fall back to the A bomb site, and they need to react now. They need to be pushing other parts of their map or be retaking long.
Good news is that they have 3 players still on A to compensate for this, because Fnatic are going to try and address this situation. They think they've got the man advantage on A, so they're going to take it. They leave Sean alone in B with the op, and look at this. Nothing's there for the trade right away. This is the one time that not having a player in mid might work out for them, but with Olaf getting another kill on Freakazoid, it's still not working in the favor of Cloud9. They're 2 men down in the round. That smoke just intended to sit on the top of the ramp at CT, make them think they're going to commit to this long push, but Fnatic, meanwhile, they've gone back, and this whole time, JW has been watching this cross, so he knows with that's 2 extra players on A, no one's crossed over, so they'll just take this B. There's only one waiting.
Well, this is it. So Sean's got nothing to play with whatsoever apart from his AWP. He needs to hit this first shot, and he doesn't. Gives his position away, and this is going to be a really difficult time for him as well. They've got utility. They can Molotov him out as they do so now. What can Sean do here? Finds the first kill. Skadoodle comes in as well, and they're actually making this work. Flusha takes him down, but Olofmeister finishes Skadoodle in the end, and that's such an exciting round to come down to that 1-on-1. Great work from the CT team, but it's just not enough.
That was brilliant from Sean, right up until the point when he got stuck in the Molotov and couldn't get out of it because he knew it was a dangerous situation. If he had been able to survive there and they could have completed that crossfire with nothing in the doorway, that was a very winnable situation. So again, like you said, to bring that back with only 2 men, one of which was late rotating, that was impressive, but Fnatic get it again, so 5 straight rounds. Starts to build a round loss bonus. Unfortunately, CT side, that alone is not enough to buy, so they're forced onto just pistols here.
Yeah, so they'll be getting $3,400 going into this round. Obviously, like you said, not enough to buy, but they can justify some upgraded pistols here. A couple of grenades as well. They'll be able to see if they can make a read, maybe find a cheeky kill in that way, but there's the first grenade coming in. Does do some decent damage to Olofmeister. But no real stack coming in from the CTs here. They're going to try and play a little bit more passively, see if they can catch out Fnatic out of position here perhaps, but let's see what happens with Fnatic. Obviously aware of the financial situation, is playing very passively, not going to be giving away too much at the moment.
And they're just going to take their time, evaluate the options on A. Again, 3 players in mid right now for Cloud9. Passive, no one out toward long. They'll just be able to walk out these doors. They want the pistols in a closer angle on catwalk. Loft just waiting in case anyone pushes. And look, I mean, this is just the situation, right? This is a decider match in a major in group stages between 2 teams that have a lot of hype behind them, so no one's willing to take these chances. This round's going to go down to the last seconds, even though it is an anti-eco.
Yeah, this is exactly how you play the anti-ecos. You've got one person holding the flank, that's Olaf Meister. The rest of the guys staying as a unit, making sure they go frag for frag. Olaf goes down, but he gets the information that 3 players are towards middle. They know they're going to be safe crossing over to long now. Nothing will be waiting for them. Doesn't actually get a headshot there, and takes down JW as well. It's fantastic from Nothing as they cross, and he actually may win this round as he picked up the AK-47, gets taken down there.
And they have the second AK-47 from the top of middle. That's on Skadoodle, who's come around. That's brilliant. That slight gap in the smoke and Nothing. He makes that play entirely possible, and he did damage on the first player that crossed, not only the 2 kills.
That was absolutely nuts. As I was saying, that's actually the perfect way to approach an anti-eco. You stay as a team there, and the idea is, as soon as one man goes down, you're making the frags here. This smoke from Fnatic, I'm not really sure they were hoping to achieve that. Gave them a massive gap there, and the smoke almost comes redundant. Obviously, you can just tell where the people are going to be within that one, and that's maybe a little bit of a sloppy round for them. Mid-pick coming in, JW taking on Skadoodle. They answer straight back.
It's the first time Skadoodle's faced that as well, so that might start to play in his mind. They don't need to take those risks. Obviously, if they get that pick, it's huge, but almost better to just sit with the 5 still up, and obviously Skadoodle's been doing well at long, so they'll have to debate this. Crims is going to look toward Cat, puts the slight gap so he can watch if anyone's pushing, but more importantly, just getting that map control.
That's fine from Skadoodle. That's showing he at least has confidence to go for these picks. Most players will flash that position first to kind of give you just another 20% chance of making the kill there and eradicating any chance of getting shot. But he went for the straight up peek. I like that from him. I want to see that aggression, but not really working out for him there.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the issues we've highlighted all weekend on the analyst desk. Great shot from JW. Freakazoid never had a chance on that A slope, and that's going to allow them to walk in, plant this bomb quite easily, and already Cloud9's forced to retreat with the AWP and an M4. Those are valuable assets that they'll definitely want to hold on to, more importantly because they did reset that money bonus. So for those of you who are new to Counter-Strike, each round you lose, it adds an additional amount of money that you gain as a team, and when you hit 5, it maxes out. So that's reset as soon as you win a round. They need to hold on to these weapons.
And the reset means you get $1,400 going into this first loss. So they have managed to save 2 weapons here. And the good news is Skadoodle is actually sat on around 6k. So if they did keep these weapons, he could potentially drop 2 Famases and drop the AWP. So there is an opportunity here to do something with it. That's not going to help though. Sean Garrett's going down. That is the AWP going to be dropped. So like I said, Skadoodle, the only one of any cash here. They may be forced to go onto yet another eco here. Devastating after winning the eco round before and then losing that gun round straight after. But JW, with the great picks there, there's not really much you can do. Skadoodle goes for that aggressive pick at the start, and that's the shot onto Freakazoid as well. Just really crisp. Nice headshot to open things up. And Sean did find 1 kill onto JW, but taken out in the end.
Sean's been decent on the AWP as well. I mean, this is
tournament.
You go way back to before the Shazam days. He was the primary AWP player on this team, and a lot of people gave him grief because he was trying to strat call and AWP, and we know what a tough task that is. We've seen it from multiple people, but he's stepping up this game. Meanwhile, though, JW, he's been relentless on the op as well. He gets 1, goes down in the end to Freakazoid, but Crims is right there to follow it up with 2 kills. And meanwhile, on the off-site right now, the action on B will at least favor Sean Gares to get 1 kill, pick up a rifle. But in the wild, they've all gone toward A in Fnatic. The bomb there as well. Another round that's looking to go their way. So it'll be 7-4 after this. Again, slightly T-sided map still, in my opinion. So if Cloud9 can get this towards 6, I say 7. I mean, even against Fnatic, every round counts. It's not like there's any advantage from being ahead when you're playing against a juggernaut such as them. But if they can get it towards 7, they'll give themselves a reasonable chance.
Absolutely. So we can see Sean Garrett actually facing towards long. Did lose a reasonable amount of HP as well there. Lucky to get away. They are going to be aware of the situation as well. The T's maybe deciding to hunt for this one. Their money situation isn't great, so might not be worth it just yet. Nothing's going to push through the smoke here. Maybe able to find Crims here, but actually gets the grey screen, and the Crims capitalizes. So we go into round number 12. Sean does save his AK-47. Let's have a look at the money they've got right now. It's actually not great. The good news is Skadoodle can buy the AWP. They could force into this. Sean has the AK, so it does balance things out. So let's see where they decide to go with this one. No one really committing to the buy just yet, but there it is. AWP comes out. Skadoodle went for the pick last time. I don't think he'll be going for that mid pick once again. Probably go towards short this time, maybe go for that aggressive push once again, but 3 players actually heading towards long.
Just barely dodged getting lagged on that shot from JW through the doors, but he spotted only one crossing. See if they take advantage of this. They are starting to accumulate in middle right now, so perhaps putting a bias toward those tunnels, and they do have Olafmeister waiting in case they try and push through for any information. Nothing. Meanwhile, we see him in middle. He's going to have to try and use his ears as best as possible as he's smoked off to see what information he can gather for his team and get a read on what Fnatic's intentions are, because right now, Krims, he's starting to work up toward this catwalk. Again, just looking for this early pick, starting to push Cloud9 back, get some map control, leave options for them when they do find a pick or decide they want to execute.
Fnatic is going very slow, and it looks like they may be setting up for the mid split. Just one player towards shore. It's going to be Krims, just trying to maybe sell some sort of distraction before they make their way out towards middle. Freakazoid boosted up towards CT spawn now. This could be vital. We'll be able to see over the smoke, but it's not a great angle as Pronax makes his way out.
Be interesting to see if he gets the first kill. Does. That's bomb down as well, so they can call that it's committed, but he's gone immediately. Freakazoid gets it. One in, one out. JW follows it up. It brings Sean out, though. He's called this. He's got a flash come through from his teammate. He can't land the shot on Flusha. If he had to pick that up, there was a massive chance for them to take the round. Nothing trades it, but then without that support system, he goes down in Krims as well. Fortunately, as we see, that bomb is in a decent position. They've got to commit at least one more smoke. They put two more, in fact, deep just to get it. But with both players locked out, they will be able to walk into B quite easily. Skadoodle, he can just see above this, but smartly, they take that bomb toward the window so as to avoid such a situation. And as soon as Shroud gets flashed through, Olaf's able to keep just enough vision to take him down on his arrival. That forces Skadoodle's hand. He's got to hold on to this gun.
Yeah, he absolutely has to do that retake. Almost impossible with the AWP. He could potentially find an early frag and do something with it. They're not going to be showing they're aware of the situation there. And that play from Freakazoid, he did so well to find that first frag. But once your position's given away and you've got no backup from teammates, that's when you need to drop down in the CT spawn. Take the kill you've got, use that advantage, and then you can actually retake correctly. And as I was saying that as well, Skadoodle got taken down there, and that's going to be huge.
I don't know why he tries to save it. He knows they're both on B. Why does he run suicide in a straight line where he can get picked? Just head toward long. Keep that gun.
Yeah, you're right. Well, let's have a look at the scoreboard just now. Shroud actually not really turning up to this game so far. One of the stars of this team. He's currently sat on 3 for 9. We need him to step it up. Seems like that mid area has been a big problem for the CT so far. They're going to be in yet another eco here. Money in dire straits, about 2k across the board. Just some upgraded pistols. Once again, that stack coming towards long, but JW is ready to take them on.
JW's won this battle so many times. He gets help from Olafmeister this time, but this is becoming a situation that's problematic. We've seen Fnatic being able to take mid multiple times, and if they can get A every time, I mean, this, how does Cloud9 shut it down? They've got to win one of those two positions, pretty much every round. And they're going to put pressure on Catwalk, knowing they've got a long pick, because this disadvantages their A situation. In fact, no one on the site directly. They're trying to hold that pit position, play the retake for Car, but that's a huge overextension. JW Kind's Freakazoid just standing in no man's land. They'll walk out. Bomb's surely going to go down. They're rotating quickly. Nothing's already on the CT ramp, but Flusha, he's sure to spot him any second. He is inside that smoke, though, so that'll cover him for at least a second. Concealed, but not from Krims. Olafmeister's just waiting because he knows there's got to be a flank. There's got to be someone trying to take from Cat. He'll spot Skadoodle's gun just protruding through the edge of the smoke. Pushes forward. Doesn't even matter that he's on fire. He'll take down Sean Gears. And now it's 9 for Fnatic. Remember, I said 7 would give them a chance. The best they can get now is 6.
Yeah, it's been so many rounds in a row for Fnatic. Money lost bonus building up once again for Cloud9. They can get into a full buy here. Skadoodle just weighing up his options right now. Will he be going for the AWP again? It hasn't had that much impact. He will be buying it. Let's see what he can do. I keep saying he needs to go for that first pick. They need to start bringing the game for Fnatic. Seems like they're getting all the opening picks here. So once again, going up towards short. Could be by himself before, again, like this time he actually got picked. And let's see how this one goes down. Shroud picks it up, and Skadoodle does take down JW. Great start from Cloud9 as we go to number 14 now.
It's the first time we've seen him go to Cat in a while. So obviously, again, he doesn't want to take that mid pick. We saw him lose that battle. He's been playing well at long, but he needs a second approach. That's it. It gives them a 2-man advantage and gives Cloud9 a chance to at least pick up one more before the half. It'd be great if they could get the 2. Remember, they need every round they can get against Fnatic. Freakazoid's going to play the role of rotation inside that CT spawn. Very important position to have with the AWP on long, because if they go for the drop strategy, Skadoodle then gets overwhelmed. So they need Freakazoid to pick up that kill if that's the intentions of Fnatic. And right now, Pronax, he's got the smoke ready to hit the top of the ramp. And they may do, actually, it looks like they may go for a drop toward B here, take over mid, because they've got the bomb heading back. That's exactly the play, and Pronax wins that duel. Now with the smoke behind him, Skadoodle can't necessarily get the shot right away. So this segregates 2 players from Cloud9, and it essentially, even though there's still a man down, Fnatic gives them a 3-on-2 on a B take, which then is a much easier site to hold. So that kill, this works out very well for Fnatic. They do get caught by Sean Gears. That's traded. Nothing gets a brilliant kill inside of the site. Has to wait for Crimson. He nails it. Very well done for Nothing to hold that. And Cloud9 will get their 5th round.
Yeah, they were aware of the situation. They're obviously Skadoodle playing very passively. They had the 5-on-3 advantage. Didn't want to give away too much. He did just about spot the player dropping down to CT spawn. They lost that first frag. And as you said, segregated towards the bomb site, but they knew exactly what was going on. Nothing looking towards that window. Managing to find that first kill as well. And that's the replay on your screen right now. Really nice calm play from him. Just to finish things off. Nice little headshot onto Crims as well. So we're going to round number 15 now. Obviously, full buy for Fnatic. Built up a decent bank of cash here. I said it has to be a must-win round for Cloud9. They need to get 6 on the board if they're going to have a real chance of getting into this one. Seems like Skadoodle not going to be going towards short this time. Just watching towards that mid area. And no players towards mid. That's been a problem area for them, actually getting smoked off and then the B split coming in. But 3 players from Fnatic heading towards long. They're going to go for that long take. Smoked off the key corner there, but 2 players waiting for them.
And this is not something we've seen from Cloud9. They have had multiple players here, but not in these 2 positions where they're both already crossed and committed to the pit positions. Freakazoid's the one who could definitely benefit from this. Spots up, one takes down flush, and now they know there's 2 there because they know there's 1 in pit, and he shows up. How do they approach this, Fnatic? They're committed to that dumpster position. Pronax is at least. So if they could just hold it, if they can get the information, they'll easily pick up that kill, and that's exactly what happens. Freakazoid follows up, and it's the 2nd round in a row. They've had a 2-man advantage to start the round, and they've got great positions. They can also start to push out on the B tunnels right now if they choose to get additional information. They're being a little more passive. They don't look to take those risks, but Freakazoid, he's just going to follow this up. 3 kills for him now in the round. Great CT half, and again, we talk about him on the entry role of the T side, but when he's stepping up on CT, it helps a lot. Crim's going to try and walk out middle. Nothing, just slips back inside the B site, so he won't spot it, but it also means that he won't be spotted in turn and not give away an advantage that they've got comfortably now. As it is the last round of the half as well, Fnatic will commit to this. They've got to go, and Skadoodle, he finds Crims right away. It's a 1-on-5 for Olofmeister, who tries desperately to come up with something brilliant, and it's Sean Gears, tries to walk out. Doesn't end up getting the kill, but doesn't matter because it's right there for Nothing to trade, and that'll make it 9-6 at the halftime.
That was really, really strong play from Freakazoid there. He had his teammate towards the pit area, causing all the distraction, getting the flashbangs for him, and these peaks here, it's just timed to perfection. Really clever play, smokes off the doors here as well, forcing a T to push through it, and secures the round just then and there. So 9-6, I said that's the round they had to get if they want a real chance going into this one. Fnatic, I don't think they have as much respect as Cloud9 going into CT as Cloud9 just did there. It's going to be a much more aggressive game. You'll see them pushing through smokes, going into lower B, pincering the tunnels in that way, and obviously pushing off short towards middle as well. So Cloud9, I'm sure, going to be aware of this. We know Sean likes to do his homework. He would have been up all night studying the demos of Fnatic. So it'll be interesting to see what they bring to the table on their T-pistol round. Something a little bit unorthodox, I would say. It won't be such a passive round. They're probably going to base something around what Fnatic do. But here we go then. We go into half number 2.
Oh, well, that's why Fnatic, maybe they didn't pick up, 15 rounds in the first half, because Flush was yawning. He's a little tired this morning.
The thing for me is, Shroud, like I said, the star player, 4 for 10 after that first half. You expect him to be up there with Nothing and Freakazoid. He needs to be performing for this team to pull through. Sean as well, he's been a standout player throughout the tournament. He's had a little bit of a quieter game, but some good moments for him as well. Nothing finally stepping up, some really important rounds. And not the most kills, but as in terms of the amount, how important they were in some of the key rounds, that was actually really, really impressive.
It's very interesting as well to note, if I did math correctly, Cloud9 got more kills in that first half, despite getting less rounds.
Well, there was a lot of key picks coming from Fnatic, forcing Cloud9 to save, right? They could get them in unwinnable situations. Obviously, Cloud9 showing some great discipline there, but it's just like, it felt like they were just getting cut off the map. Fnatic just dissecting it perfectly, smoking off towards middle. That was the big problem for them. The mid splits coming in pretty much 5 or 6 times and actually winning almost every time. The problem is from Cloud9, they weren't taking map control back once they lost a key pick towards A or something, or lost mid control. They weren't pushing in the tunnels. They just isolated on the B site. But here we go then. We go into the second half. Fnatic 9, Cloud9 6. I would say this has to be a must-win pistol for Cloud9. Let's see which buy they go with. Expect to see a lot of aggression from Fnatic here. This is when you normally see them boosting off short. Olofmeister, fantastic from this position. And we can see Cloud9 going for 2 utility players this time. That's to be Nothing and Sean. No boost to short coming from Fnatic. They're changing things up a little bit here. And it looks like the fast mid-aggression, possibly up to short from Cloud9 here.
And they didn't actually spot. If they had a spot at the suicide drop, it might have been a problem because then they can read the play instantly. They didn't spot it, but they still have the 3 players on this A position. They're passively holding from long, but Olofmeister, he's in a great spot. Picks up 2 already with the USP. That single tap from a distance, the USP is so good at it, and Pronax will bring the P2000 into position. Sean at least catches JW flanking. That brings it back a little closer. Bomb gets on the site as well. They've forced Fnatic back far enough. But remember, they do have a kit in play. It's on Crims. He's going to be the man that has to at least help his team desperately. And Sean Gares, that's 3 in the round for him. He gets flanked out by Pronax, but he's given Freak a great chance with the bomb down. He just has to play the time. Needs to get into safety. That's the problem. Stuck on this platform, Pronax forcing the issue. And now he's got Crims as the side gunner, a wingman in the position. And again, Crims with the kit. That's the difference. He's going to get this defused.
Olaf Meister, 2 really crisp headshots there. It looked like he may have been out of position. I think the terrorist even had a flashbang. Could have flashed him off the corner there, but he capitalizes. Nice, calm control from him. Gets the first 2 picks, and that's where the round really did end. Came down to the 2-on-1 in the end. It was a winnable situation for Cloud9, but getting the bomb down is important here. This is where they need to make the decision. Do they go for the Tech 9s now, or do they go for full AKs next round? I hope they do the latter, and just make sure they get some upgraded pistols this time. And yeah, it looks like they will be doing so. P250s, smoke grenade, and a flashbang. I would assume they're going to try a mid-split here themselves. Smoke off towards CD spawn, flash out, and then try and just pinch to the bomb side that way.
Good nade. Doesn't do as much damage as you'd think with no armor. Just must have caught the pillar toward the rear entrance because it only took Shroud down to 91 and Skadoodle only took a single HP loss from it.
Yeah, there's a smoke towards CT spawn. There's an aggressive CT play. JW just in front of that smoke now. Could go huge here.
He's hoping that they're going to push through this, and they will do. Second smoke to go out. He's going to run into him. That's clearly indicative that there's someone in his way. There's no other obstacles. Crims will get the other 2 that sneak through behind him as JW did go down, but Crims to finish out the round brilliantly. 11 now for Fnatic.
So this is when it gets interesting. Fnatic obviously aware that the AKs are coming out. Knowing them, they're going to keep their SMGs. You can see the Pronax with the Bison as well. Probably the worst weapon you can have against armored opponents. So what he's going to do with that is going to be very interesting. I'd like to see what their plan is here. I'd assume they're going to be boosting up and trying to find the first kill somehow. Flush it with the P90 as well. Obviously, very capable hands of that weapon. Let's see what he brings to the party here. But round number 18 now. Full AKs and 1 Galil purchase for Cloud9. Spreading out across the map, not committing to anything just yet, but Freakazoid looking out to go towards middle, doesn't find that first back, and there it is, the P90 paying dividends, and the SMGs just causing havoc for Cloud9 here. 4-on-2 man advantage here.
And the only kill from nothing. That nade damage as well on Sean Gares leaves him on 16. Skadoodle gets 1, but down to 28, and now he's left alone, so very hard situation for him to try and clutch. He's got 2 players as well coming from middle on that flank very quickly to try and join this retake. Fortunately, bomb does go down, so at the very least, they'll pick up some economy from that.
Round's still winnable, though. Skadoodle can find the first pick. He's definitely got a chance.
Good read from Olaf Meister to go toward those tunnels as well, because if they all walk in, he can just bait that time. He can play it brilliantly, but now they're going to force him. He's going to try and sit closet. This is a position where he gets stuck inside it, so yeah, easy to trade. There's nowhere to hide. As soon as they get the information, they'll just walk in, get the kill, get the defuse, and now they're 12th round.
The problem with that is they get the AK-47s, they're long-range rifles. They know they've got the arsenal advantage there, and they actually opted to run out through middle doors without actually doing anything but just running out and hoping for the best. A little bit disappointing. That's actually just feeding the Fnatic players. That's exactly what they wanted them to do. They didn't have to even think about that. Just sit there, close range, utilize his SMGs perfectly, and that's difficult to watch actually in Cloud9. Okay, this is where it's going to get interesting and maybe get carried away because they're going for the Galil buy here. No real utility to play with. And obviously, Fnatic picking up the rifles and AWP as well. This should be a pretty easy round for them. Cloud9 having to go huge here.
And showing how desperate they are to just keep this score as low as possible. Fnatic, they want to get into it right now. Again, they picked this map. It hasn't been favorable for them in the recent history. Map pool is undoubtedly an issue for Cloud9 right now because what else was left? You go to Inferno, also problematic. You're going against Fnatic on it potentially. That was left in the randomization as well for the 3rd map. So there's definitely some issues.
The best map pool they can hope for, in my opinion. Like this is the dream scenario considering.
And that it brings to the point that this is their map pick in the best map pool they could have had, and Dust 2 is going against them, right? Like the Thorn said, if they could go towards something like Cash for the 3rd map, they might have a chance, but they have to get there first. Good trade kill, good crossfire setup from Fnatic. That takes down the players at long. Sean, the last of which to fall, does leave them with a man advantage for Fnatic, but they've got a bomb down on the site.
They have to try and hold this off with no flashbangs or smokes whatsoever, right?
Exactly. So I was going to say good positions very quickly on top of this retake for Fnatic. They haven't hit that shot from the AWP, but Crim's just going to walk in. Does get one. Freakazoid able to catch Flusha. Shroud's got JW. He's got it in a 1-on-2. Far away from the bomb. They have to go out from catwalk. Both of them coming from the same angle, so one's going to have to play bait for the other. And Pronax, he only has 6 HP, and he's now the last one left. It's the high HP player that goes down. Shroud. Oh, what a shot. I was about to say Shroud could pull this off, and through the smoke, Pronax reads him. That's incredible from Fnatic.
That's a massive round there. Somehow Shroud finally stepping out, gets 3 kills with the Galil, but it's not quite enough there. 13 plays 6, and the money is not too bad now for Cloud9. Getting the bomb down, getting the that $800 bonus does really help out for them. So they will be able to get a buy once again, but it's going to be that lack of utility that's going to be a huge trouble for them. And the fact, Skadoodle, this is his T side. He wants to be AWP. He wants to be getting those first picks. He's going to be forced onto the rifle again. 13 plays 6, another must-win round, I think, for Cloud9 if they want to try and stabilize this economy and get back into this.
Every round.
Yeah.
It's a must-win round with this scoreline. Pronax gets forward toward the long door. And that gives them control of long. 3 players that want to take it back from him. But in saying that they've got control of long, they can put one more player back toward the site more comfortably. Good flash. It's a trade kill. That'll favor the T's. As now Fnatic quite turtled up, you could say, on top of this A site. They're going to go for the boosted elevator just to get a second man above. That's JW with the AWP. He wants to get this long pick, but smartly Cloud9, they're not going to overextend on this. This is actually quite good because it forced the rotations out of the defense, it spreads them more thin, and they don't overcommit.
I haven't seen a reaction just yet from Fnatic. They're spreading themselves out across the map. So we one player waiting BS. Crims with a nice position though. We know he probably will make this first frag, and this is the thing. Cloud9 don't have anything ready to enter the bomb site with, so he'll probably find the first frag and drop off.
They've also watched that mid duel. Skadoodle's gone down. He'll get information. There's 2 there, but Crims, as you said, lines 1 up. Has he got the second one in him as well? Does this A1. It's running low on ammunition. 7 to go, but that's more than enough for Crims to get the hat trick. And it's 2 to go on map 1.
Just a slaughter. This is the problem with getting rifles. You need smoke grenades, you need molotovs, you need to be flushing out these CTs. You can't allow them to get the first pick like that. And as to have the kills on a plate, it's just too easy for them. Crims, like I said before this even happened, you just knew he was going to capitalize in this situation. Perfect positioning from him. Gets 3 frags in the end. And now, once again, the force buy going to have to... Actually, they're going for the quasi-buy. Expecting them to buy up once again. They had enough of rifles and armor. Going to be taking the upgraded pistol quasi-buy here. Basically means they're going to be going for the draw, essentially.
Well, even that, I think, is writing on the wall. But we'll see what they can pull off. Gonna try and get that smoke on the corner at long. They've taken decent damage on Freakazoid already from nades just being rained into the cave. But everyone's so blind. They're all dancing in front of each other, but no one can see it. It's allowed Flusha to sneak up. He's the only one not blind, and he's got 2 kills after Pronax goes down. He could follow this up as well. He still has 24 bullets as he did go for the reload in that A4, but he's caught by Sean. The Tech9 wins. He's actually gonna get a second one now on Olaf because he's forced to reload. It's down to 1 versus 2. No armor on Sean. Aim punch might play a factor on. They're on either side. He cannot escape from long at this point. He has to commit to A. JW, he's just going to play this down. He's heard him cross out already. Not going to commit to it just yet, but he's giving Crims at least the information that he is approaching. That smoke is well placed. There's no gap in it this time for Sean, but he's peculiar. He's going to push through that.
Yeah.
And Crims is just waiting, so it is going to be map point now for Fnatic.
The problem with that for Sean is obviously, like you said, they knew exactly where he was. They had him pincered in on the long area. Had to do something a little bit unorthodox. Just decided to push through spawn, hoping the CD player was unsure that they obviously got taken down. And this is what we wanted to see. After all those force buys, they didn't actually give themselves an opportunity to get the AWPs out, work the picks. They were always up against the ropes, and now they've got the AWP set up. It's going to be Sean and Skadoodle rocking with those. No smoke covered from Fnatic, but no damage done either from Cloud9. So they need to find something and make it work here, but that's not going to help. Sean gets taken down by Flusha. Skadoodle does answer back though, takes down JW, and goes into 4-4. They have got a full buy this time, so can actually execute into a bomb site as they choose to.
Watch the push out toward long, though. They're going to get this control. They need to read this. If he goes through that second set of doors right now, Pronax, he could walk in behind them. They've gotten to mid, but look at this position. Olaf Meister, they don't check it. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect play from Olaf Meister, and Cloud9 absolutely get obliterated, and surely that will be the map. Convincing fashion and fitting fashion to end it, as it is just nothing. They've now found his position, and Pronax, it'll do it. Fnatic, 1 away from making it through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, Sims winning that first pistol as we opened it up. They went to 3-0, and from that point, they never really seemed to arrive here. Had a couple of interesting rounds that came down to clutch moments, but ultimately, Fnatic really turning up to this final. A couple of players missing for Cloud9 as well. Once again, Shroud finishing on 7 frags there. Next map, he really needs to step up if they're going to have any chance there. Skadoodle quiet as well, and didn't really impress me. He's got to be that world-class talent if he wants to have any chance at taking down the Giants here. Crims, Pronax, and Olaf Meister stepping up that game. 20 frags across the board. But that's going to set the tone for the rest of the series, I think.
Absolutely. And I mean, again, we go to Overpass next. Fnatic, they chose it. They also started on the T side, which is quite interesting that they chose that. But that said, as it is our first best of 3, we will have another map between these 2 teams. Decider map at that. It could be all said and done for Cloud9. We'll find out after the commercial break. So blind. He knew it came from the right side, but he thought he was behind Dumpster, so Freak didn't actually look in the correct direction. If Pronax could have found that second shot as well, really could have opened the round up for Fnatic. But now they've got to slow things down. Back to the 4-on-4. Still no utilities, no guns really, other than, like, obviously the pistol upgrades, but
Yeah.
saving it for the next round.
Basically, they'll be looking for a picker. You can see them all going up towards short. This Desert Eagle can open up the map.
Exactly.
That's the opportunity to get the short plant down. They just need to find one kill, and they can potentially get a bomb here. So let's see what we've got going on. It's going to be a CT waiting towards Goose. And it's going to be Skadoodle with a scout towards long as well. So it's going to be important.
And that's what I was going to say. He's very important. He's playing from the car position. They have gone for the drop already. Now he can turn back, but with not an additional player at long, he has to just sit more passively. Because if he goes too soon and there is a player that comes through, he gets flanked out. It works out perfectly, though. Gets the call that all of them come through catwalk, finds the final kill, and it will be 3-0 Cloud9. But here we go. First gun round for Fnatic on their T side.
So this is what I was expecting to see. JW is going to go for the glass cannon AWP. Not getting a single bomb down there really does not help them out in their campaign here. He's going to have a weak setup, a lack of utility for himself as well. So we can see Skadoodle upgrading his scout. That's a wise move, I think. A lot of teams will decide to kind of keep the lower end weapons, but he's gone straight in with the scout, with the AWP, sorry. And I expect him, I wanted to do something aggressive. I want to see him what he can bring to the party here.
Good nade this time from Freakazoid. Doesn't flubber it against the wall as we saw in round 2. That does decent damage to JW. All right, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, big game to start the day off on the Judgment Day, the decider matches, and I had to laugh yesterday speaking to Fallen from Luminosity.
Okay.
And all he said to me after they beat Fnatic is, Cloud9 wanted best of threes, well, now they've got one.
Yeah, that just summarizes everything, right? But I think Dust 2 is probably a fantastic start for them. Like, if the Cloud9 had turned up yesterday, the guys that are fragging, we had Freakazoid firing on all cylinders, as well as Shroud as well, turning up as well. This is the best chance for them. A CT start, we need to have Skadoodle here as well, though. Him picking the map, using the AWP, being dynamic, that's been a problem for him in this tournament. He's been very static play. I want to see him stepping up, and they've got a mountain to climb here. Best of 3 versus Fnatic. This is it. The business end of the tournament. Here we go then. Looks like we'll be getting into the pistol round. It's going to be Fnatic starting on the T side here. Let's have a look at their buy, see what's coming in, see if we can kind of work out where they may be going with this one. It's going to be 4 armor players, Flusher on the utility. And I expect to see some aggression here from the CTs. Normally most teams will push off to short, but looks like they're going for more of a standard passive setup here. You can see Fnatic expecting that aggression towards the top and middle, just waiting for any sort of pushes, but Skadoodle will be there waiting for them as well.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that Skadoodle's here on catwalk and nothing's already spotted it, so he knows he can get that shot, nails it on the first bullet. Now he's able to fall back. Interestingly, hugs the wall, doesn't go for the drop, but still manages to pick up a second kill and then does. So he gets it even better because, like you said, no armor, it's glass cannon, so he goes down to 53, even though that nade wasn't extremely close.
We have got Skadoodle now, aggressive with the AWP, onto short, looking for that first pick. The thing is, though, he's by himself, hasn't got anyone else to help him out.
I thought Olaf knew and had that pre-aimed. He knows the angle every bit as well as Skadoodle does. That could have been dangerous, but he'll get away with it. There won't be an exchange. That smoke on middle is going to slow things, but nice. Skadoodle finds Pronax that time, looking to flash over. They're going to push quickly onto him, and he can't retreat fast enough. And Skadoodle goes down. They have to drop off catwalk. It does give a bit more room here to Fnatic, but still fairly stable situation for Cloud9. They've compensated well toward those mid doors. They've given up B as a result, but they've got the information that they have put a catwalk pressure, and this time they've got Pit still under control as well, which means they can leave Freakazoid closer to that A site.
Well, the thing is with Freakazoid, he has only got 1 flashbang to hold off these terrorists. If he gets smoked out, or even Molotov, he's going to be in a really difficult position on that A ramp. Has to find the first frag here. 3 Fnatic players making their way up now. They have got smokes as well. They could actually execute onto this bomb site.
And Freakazoid's going to have to be absolutely perfect from this spot. That flash catches him just enough that he's forced out. They'll get at least close enough to quad. He has to know this. He knows the timing, so he is looking correctly. Spots up Crims. They're blind as well, but he doesn't peek it. He doesn't go back for it. Does get one, but it's immediately traded by Olaf Meister. Nothing follows it up. And Cloud9, have they done enough to get the first gun round as well? Swap to the M4. Does it have enough? And it should have been. Gives them another man advantage. It's come back slightly as Flusha takes down nothing, and Sean Gare sits on 4 HP. Has to give up middle as a result, but again, Skadoodle, he's dropped down. He's in a great position for this. He did brilliant work to start this off. As it sits in a 2-on-2, though, it has evened up, and of course, Fnatic's skill, but there's Shroud. Good push from long. He was waiting and picked the whole time, and he gets both to finish it off. So that really started with Skadoodle just being dead accurate on that first shot.
Yeah, really crisp shot there. Like I said, most teams will push off to short and try to go for that early aggression. Fnatic were expecting that. I think they kind of gathered the short may be clear. Up they go. Skadoodle picking up 2 big frags there and managing to fall back as well. Got a little bit hairy towards the end, came down to the 2-on-1, but Shroud with the flank from long came in and finished it off. And just a shot on your screen there, that's so crisp to open up this game. He's going to get that confidence. That's what he needs to get into this game, I feel like. But the force buy not actually coming in for Fnatic here. They are going to get some upgraded pistols, not going for the armor. That's kind of untraditional for them. They'd expect normally to force buy and show that disrespect trying to win the second round here. But a more passive buy from Cloud9 as well. They'll be going for mainly SMGs, Scouts and Skadoodle as well. And it seems like Fnatic are making their way towards the B side of the map as they go towards the tunnels here. You'd expect them to probably wait for this smoke to clear out, burst through with the flashbangs they have, maybe smoke in front of the platform.
And this is smart for Fnatic too, just to wait and see if they do push in to get information. Sean, I was worried that he might for a second. He's thought better of it, and that's the right call. I mean, if they walk in, give that gun away, not only that, they'll be left with one player on B. He'll get quickly overwhelmed, and then they have to play a retake. So stay passive, stay patient. They know they can afford to. Additional utility as well. That slows it even further, and Fnatic will eventually have to take this fight. Freakazoid, meanwhile, he's found Pronax in mid, so their second approach is gone, but they're going to go straight to numbers, try and overwhelm. One down, even trade into nothing, gets back in the doorway. He'll take Olaf Meister as well when he jumps by, and it leaves just 2 Fnatic players remaining, and they've yet to cross over. Still have the bomb on their backs, but not in a position to get it even down to gain additional money. JW's going to desperately try and do so, but he's spotted. Good play by Skadoodle to catch him in the act as Trim's tried to distract and to lure them away, but it's 2-0 now for Cloud9. No bomb plant in either round, and this looks, again, good for the 3-0 start.
Yeah, that's a dream start for Cloud9. The fact that Fnatic went for no armor there, and the guys had MP7s and MP9s, for example, that's actually really good. Obviously, that chews through the players that are unarmored, and that's going to force Fnatic now onto a Felica. But you know what? I actually like this. It means a lot of teams these days will always force buy in the second round and not do themselves justice going into the first gun round, have a weak buy here, but Fnatic are playing for the long game here. They want to go into that first gun round, everything in their arsenal played for. So this is going to be almost a throwaway round. If they can get a couple of kills, that'd be fine. And that's a great start from Pronax. Using the P250, takes down Shroud at long. That opens up things very nicely there. Freakazoid does answer back though, neutralizing the situation into a 4-on-4. The rest of the team though making their way towards B tunnels.
That could have been bad as well, because that initial kill on Shroud, he was